Hello, this is a special 2024 edition of our Tacos Al Pastor podcast. As you can see, no tacos here today. This is a standalone episode where we're going to invite differing groups of our staff in to talk about God's movement in Trinity Baptist Church in 2023, where we saw God move, and what we're excited about as we look forward to 2024. The staff will join in a minute and share some of those stories, but I wanted to talk from my heart about that just a little bit as well. When 2023 started, I was brand new and not really even officially here as Trinity's pastor. We had 3 vacant staff positions and 2 interims serving in those. We had many questions about what this year was going to hold and what God was going to do. But sitting where we sit in 2024, we look back and we see a full staff that we've been able to hire, which was one of the main goals we started with. And we know names like Austin Winfrey, and we were able to bring Karen Goodman and Sarah Sensenig on full time, for which we're so excited. We've seen baptisms happen almost 2/3 of our weeks every week during worship at Tri-Point or at Mulberry, of people coming to know Christ. There's new families, there's new older adults that have integrated in part of our church, that names we knew not this time last year that are now part of our family. We've started new Sunday school classes and small groups so that each Sunday morning we have over 100 new people in worship that weren't with us last year, 100 new people in Sunday school each week or in small groups each week that weren't with us last year. A refrain has come to us this year that God is on the move at TBC. We have seen the evidence of this. I am graced as pastor every day to see this at work in our midst. I'm grateful. We receive this growth, this spirit movement with open hands as we hear stories. We've had people come to our church from Colombia, from Brazil, from Kenya, from Uganda, from around the world, from San Antonio and Colorado and beyond. There's so much to be grateful for in 2023. We receive it, we give thanks for it, and it motivates us to work and to pray and to dream about what God will do in this coming year. I'm excited to think of the hearts being prepared for kingdom ministry right now of people we don't yet know. I'm excited to think about the people that will be a family in our family of faith this time next year whose names we don't know yet. I'm excited to be praying for the people whose God is working on their heart, and they will accept Him in this coming year. And Trinity Baptist Church, the people of Trinity, will be used for that. I'm excited about the babies that are going to be born this year, the new life coming into the world. I'm excited about how people in this church will learn about Christ and be motivated to follow Him more faithfully as this year unfolds. I'm excited and asking God to reveal more specific of His vision for Trinity Baptist Church. I'm excited to explore together, what is Trinity Baptist Church work to do that no other church is called to do, that is ours based on who we are and where we live, and to explore that together in this year. I believe I'm experiencing daily God is on the move at Trinity Baptist Church, and I'm excited to follow that movement in this coming year. I hope you are as well and will join us. Now we're going to have staff come in and sit here where I'm standing and visit about, from their angles of vision, some of what they count as highlights of the last year and look forward to what God is doing in and through their ministries this year. I hope you will pray for them, give praise for them as they share these stories. And it motivates all of us to commit our ways yet again this year to following Jesus in San Antonio and beyond.
As I've been reflecting the last couple of weeks on where we saw God move in 2023 at Trinity Baptist Church, particularly in relation to music and worship, there's so many places, and my mind just kept racing with ideas. But one in particular that I want to talk about is how I think God is helping us to expand our understanding of what worship means and what worship is and what it entails. When Keith Getty was here with us in December, we asked about why we sing old songs or new songs. And he said, it's not about the age of the song or what type of songs we sing or what our preferences are. It's about singing good songs that teach us to grow in the faith and help us to grow in the faith. But I think we're growing past that understanding of worship just being music. We're talking at Trinity Baptist Church about it being prayer, about it being proclamation, about it being the ordinances of baptism and communion, and we're growing in our understanding of all that. But one of the places I think we saw growth in 2023 was this idea of testimony as a part of worship. And my mind goes back to the Holy Week services, to our Maundy Thursday service, where the choir and orchestra prepared this piece called Alleluia, a praise gathering for believers. And central to that work are these three testimonies from different congregation members. One, Dominic brought, where he was talking about intellectual challenges to understanding God, and how over the past year and coming to Trinity Baptist Church and connecting with this church, that he's grown in his understanding of who God is and who God is calling him to be, and how God's calling him to use his intellect. We heard from Josh when he was talking about his past addictions and how God has redeemed that in his life, and now he's being used to help others heal and to bring redemption to them. And then the third person talked about how she's been following Christ her whole life, and each and every day, the longer she serves him, the sweeter that relationship becomes. And I just love thinking back to 2023 and the way that we saw God move in that and our understanding of what worship is. And it excites me about looking ahead. But first, let's talk to Haley.
Yeah, 2023 for me has been a year of change. I've been at this church my entire life, and I think that the church has become something different for me each year, each stage of my life. This year I graduated from college, and I moved back in with my parents, and it's been a really weird time. It's been a time of uncertainty and a time of trying to search not only for, different things I'm going to do in my life, but for who I am as a person. And so where the church used to do these, I used to go to camps when I was in high school, and there'd be these big moments for me where God just suddenly moved one summer. And I knew that I wanted to be involved with working in the music ministry. And I think that that's how God moves sometimes, and how our church has moved. Manuel, he came from Ecuador, and the church this year was able to gift him a guitar because he didn't have the ability to bring his from Ecuador. And moments like those, another one that I think of from this past year is one of our women who attends from Alpha Home came and played the acoustic guitar with us at Tri-Point one Sunday. And I just keep thinking back to these big moments that God and Trinity gives to people. And I've had those, but this year it's been different. It hasn't been a big moment. It's been suddenly this constant, familiar home that I have whenever I need it. And things are changing constantly in my life. I'm having to face different challenges. And the one thing that has stayed and remained is God, not only, but Trinity Baptist. And it's just a completely different way that the church has been working in my life.
I love hearing that. And I think that segues so perfectly into thinking ahead to 2024 and what God has in store for us. We were talking before this about, Haley grew up playing and singing in youth ministry and is now in our ministry residence stuff. And we're looking to 2024 to be a time where we see more growth in our children's and youth ministry. We're seeing that really naturally right now. And to watching those students become more involved and building into them and mentoring them. And that's what brings me hope for 2024 is that we'll be able to integrate students and youth into our Sunday morning schedule, but all throughout the week in worship leadership in different ways. And so really looking forward to seeing how God moves in this new season.
Today, we are here to answer two questions. One, how we have seen God move in our ministries in 2023 and what we look forward to in 2024. As the children's pastor here, I have been so excited in 2023 to see Zone 56, which is a ministry for 5th and 6th graders. We have gone from 3 kids to averaging about 13 on Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings. One of the other reasons this is so exciting is that we have a new youth pastor at Trinity Baptist Church. And so I am so excited that these 6th graders will get to be going to our new youth pastor when they promote in the summer, except that he's a Mavericks fan. Otherwise, it's going to be great.
I guess not all of us are perfect, but we have a pretty good record right now. We've been excited about student ministry here in 2023 at Trinity Baptist Church. The thing that we're excited about is our students. Everyone's kind of rallied together through a time where they didn't have a youth pastor, and now that I'm here, they're just here all the time and excited, and we want to do really cool things for them because they have shown us that they're excited to be here. So we want this to be a youth ministry that we're focused on Jesus and learning a life on how to live like Jesus, and this has been really exciting so far. And that tunnel between that Zone 56 is a really cool thing, and really getting excited to work with those students as well as they come up.
I think it's a really fun thing. And again, the children's ministry will be focused on the Spurs, and the youth, I guess, will have to become Mavericks. But in 2024, one of the things that I'm really excited about is the fact that we have consistent kids attending, and we have wonderful volunteers who are really committed to serve our kids. And we have a program on Wednesday nights that has been created by the volunteers at our ministry. And it is a program where kids get to use their gifts to learn how to glorify God. And so we have a productions class, we have an art class, we have a ukulele class. And that ministry continues to grow. And we are excited about that for 2024 to see what that does and how these kids learn to use their gifts as they glorify God.
That's really fun. That's exciting. I think the word I would think of for 2024 is continuing to build momentum. We're trying to build a culture here with children's, with youth, with adults, with everybody at Trinity Baptist, that we are trying to build a healthy church culture of where we're excited to be here, we're excited to serve Christ together, and we're excited to learn. So I think that is what we're looking forward to in 2024, is just building a little more momentum and seeing where our students take us. I think I can speak for Debbie. I always want to take the back seat and let students lead the way. And it's been really exciting to see that. We've seen it a lot in children's and youth already. So we have a lot of cool things to be looking forward to.
And they can lead you to be a Spurs fan.
Oh, man. Who knows?
One of the places that I had the opportunity to see God move so mightily at Trinity Baptist Church this past year was in October. We had something called a new member orientation. And this is where our repeat visitors or our members who had joined in the past year came together and told stories about why they considered Trinity Baptist Church their home. And it was so encouraging to hear from a variety of people. And the thing that really struck me most was that the people in the room were varied in age, in race, in life stages, and were even spread out from all over the country to people who had moved here from other continents. And yet all of the diversity and the differences, they were able to find unity in Christ in the place and community of Trinity Baptist Church. And it was just something that really, really warmed my heart and made me excited and feeling the momentum that's building in the historic place. And we can appreciate what has come before, but also see this new life that's emerging. And that's really, if I had to pinpoint the place I saw God move, that's my one big event, one big story. I could choose from a lot of different things, but that really, really encapsulated so many things for me. What about you, Karen?
I think instead of talking about an event, although we did have a really successful, I guess, in the realm of people attending and energy, a launch brunch in the fall with all of our small group leadership. And I think what I gleaned from that event was how important it was for people to be together, to share what's going on in their own realm of ministry, and also to dream about what God can do in their small groups as the year unfolded. But really what I came to my mind even more than an event is several different conversations. Sometimes God works in ways that we can't imagine in people's lives, and we don't know about that unless they share it. Giving a couple of examples. One lady came to me and she said, I just feel like God's calling me to a new ministry, something new and different. And could you make a suggestion? And so I did. We talked about several things she was interested in, and she decided to connect up with our ministry to our homebound adults and is plugged into that now. Another lady said, I know we mail trumpets to a lot of people. I want to take those trumpets to those people and get to know who they are, because most of them don't attend. And after doing that, it was quite a big job. She shared with me how much she learned, how many people she met, but how blessed she was and how much God had used that experience to work in her life. And I think so much of the time we think of God at work in big things, which of course he does, but I love to hear the stories of how God is leading people to do something new and different, even in our older adult area where you think, well, they've already served all they're going to serve, and that's certainly not true at Trinity Baptist Church. I think the second part of this, which we wanted to talk about, is what's coming up. What do we see in 2024? Maybe our vision, or how God is going to move differently, or something along those lines. So, Sarah, you want to jump on that one first?
Yeah, I think one of my biggest hopes, and we can never really know exactly how God is going to move, and that's part of the beauty of who God is, but something that I think God will continue to do and maybe even continue to strengthen is intergenerational ministry from children, youth, young adults, older adults, all coming together to serve one another, to serve the church, the community, and ultimately the world. And I think now that we are in a place where we are able to have pastoral leadership in each place that we need in the church, we have so many solid church members who have stepped up and have passions and dreams and ministry plans. I really see that happening, is that we are existing not just to grow our numbers, but for the sake of the community, so that we can be the hands and feet of Jesus. And that's really where I think God is going to strive to take us, and what's been on my heart and the potential I can see.
I think our small groups ministry is growing, and we're already beginning some new groups that are going to start here very shortly during our Faith Family Night. One is a group that is going to address how the church best ministers to people with mental health concerns. And one of my visions or hopes for 2024 is that we become a church. The name of the course is Sanctuary, and it's really about us being a safe place for people that struggle. And whether it's mental health or whatever, the more that we are aware of need, and the more that we are willing to minister to people who have mental health needs or other kinds of needs, I think that's going to be really a cool thing. And my hope is that we do more and more of that. Service is a big part of how we are formed into Christ-likeness, and many of our small groups are already embarking on serving outside the church, and I hope that we can do more of that as well, because I think it's really important, not only for our growth, but certainly for the service we offer the community.
I hope you enjoyed hearing some of these stories. Some of these high points of our year. And I hope you also shared in dreaming forward over these next months, these next seasons of what God is going to do, is already planning and preparing to do in and through Trinity Baptist Church. We're going to have many more podcast conversations over the coming year. We're planning a Lenten series as we approach Easter here in a few weeks, as we discuss following Jesus, what it looks like to take up our cross and follow him. We're planning, as we have our 75th anniversary, we celebrate this as Trinity Baptist Church this coming summer in early July. We're going to have a series of 10 episodes where we look back at the history and some of the high moments and the key ministries that have carried Trinity Baptist Church through the years, and interview and discuss some of the highlights of God's movement, even as we dream about the next 75 years. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for the ways you are Trinity Baptist Church, how you embody the kingdom of God in this world.